Hi, Laura. How you doing? I got you queued up here, and I want to go through your work. Oh, whoops, that's not you. Where did you go? Okay. I've got you queued up here. Here we go. And I want to talk about your work a little bit, and I also want to talk about a couple of things where I think that we can talk about design in terms of conceptual development, not so much always the technical aspect. Sometimes it's good to talk about conceptual and the ideation behind your design. So I want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about the project specs. So I've got the project specs open over here so that we can take a look at them alongside your work. So let's see what we have here. I know I'm trying to fit a lot in a window here, but your selected object must be the dominant image. Make it big or crop part of it. You don't necessarily need to see all the communication of what it is, but I've got a little issue here, Laura, because I don't know what the dominant image is. Is it this coffee here, or is it this girl here holding the coffee cup? And I have an idea that this is the dominant image. I'm guessing it is, but I'm saying that your viewer could possibly become confused because this is a sort of a diluted message, no pun intended, with your hotel coffee. But I think that we can do a couple of things here to really make it obvious what is the dominant image here. Okay. So the other thing that I want to look at is this, is that your poster must include an image of the object in use, and take a picture of someone using it or interacting with it if need be. So again, what is your object? What is your object that the object of your poster? Is it the French press or is it coffee? So that's something I'm really confused about. So if it's coffee, then you have an awful lot here devoted to the French press. Okay? And if it's the French press, then you have an awful lot here devoted to coffee. Do you see what I'm saying? And then also don't forget we have these requirements of the actual images themselves. The image results from the use of your object, so that would be like, I guess, the cup of coffee if we were talking about the French press. Your poster must include two components from your selected object. So it's really nice to show close-ups. So I would like to see close-ups of either something. Is it the French press if that's your object, or is it is it coffee as your main object? So you really need to determine what the message is. And really, really enhance that message using picture and type. Okay, so poster must include one paragraph that it describes blah, blah, blah. Okay, so fine. Now we have portrait or landscape, that's fine. And then we have full color, keep your image dominant, and you must use a grid. Okay, couple of things here. Do we have a grid? I don't think we do, and I'm going to tell you the only reason I'm saying that is because if this, let me Command R this so we can get some rulers up here, and there's 7, 15, so 7.5 is going to be right here, and that's going to be your center line. Okay, so I'm not real sure how this is working out as a grid because it looks like this right here is a lot closer to the edge than this is. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? So I'm looking for indications of a grid, and I'm just not seeing it. Things aren't really aligning as they should be. Okay, for example, and I'm not trying to be an art director. I'm just saying, for example, if this were your composition, I'm going to pull this guy down. I'm going to pull this guy down here, and I'm going to drop it right there, and that's the top of this small image right here. And to me, that would be a logical place to start your type. So that would be a logical place to start thinking about setting up your grid with based on this composition here, this layout here. Okay, so one of the things we're talking about this week is we're talking about different techniques to create a synergy with your type and your image, and visual mimicry is one thing. Implied and directionalized visual mimicry and the juxtaposition I've been critiquing all day. I'm starting to mumble and mince my words. Juxtaposition of image and type. And these are some things I really want you to open up this lecture, part 3 of week 4, touching on overlapping elements and proximity and conceptual relationships, especially this one, objective type relationships and visual substitutions. There's so much we can do here, but we really first have to start with this object, this definite object and this grid of how we want to show this object. Mixing the type with the image is something that is going to create a really nice unity in your work. But I don't think that this is actually not a bad option, is screening back a color to put it across an image in order to place type over a busy image. That's an okay. It's used. I'm not a fan of it, but it's okay. It's technically okay. But right here, what you've done is you've completely pulled your type away from the image. So this is not integrating with your image at all. This text block right here, because of the fact that it's sorry, I just noticed some typographic errors in here I'm looking at. But anyways, so I lost my train of thought. This text block, being in this block like this, is just pulling away. See how everything is receding in the composition, but this text block is coming forward, completely isolating that text from the composition. Oh my goodness, Laura, is that two? That better not be 2 spaces after a period. Let me know. That's a big no-no. And it could be the way the PDF is rendering. So, anyways, think about that stuff, and again, go through that lecture. And if you didn't look at that little film, that word picture video, take a look at that video film. That little video is really done. It's very well done. Okay, so that's all I got. And thanks. Good job. And just keep working. Keep working. You're getting there. Cool. Awesome. Thanks very much, Laura.